It was a Tuesday morning. I was chilling on my bed, scrolling through my phone, and suddenly I found a tweet saying, Orange Star worked for an American cult? Well, not verbatim, but it's something along the lines of that. So of course, I was shocked, like, Orange Star? The Vocaloid producer? The 기쁜 시대의 book? That one? So of course, I searched about it, and here we are. Welcome to the second video of my new series, Artists Explain, where we deep dive into your favorite Japanese musicians. Orange Star was born on August 20th, 1997. He was born into a Christian household, and apparently he had always been fond of the word mikanseiP, which means imperfect. And since mikan is also a word for orange, and the kanji se can also be read as star, the two words combined is a homophone for mikanseiP. So basically, mikanseiP can be translated as imperfect or orange star. When you heard his songs, you might find a strong presence of piano, not just as an instrumental, but also as like a theme, building the construct of the song. And that's probably because piano was one of his first introduction to music. At an early age, his father suggested him to learn how to play the piano, which he did not like it that much at first, but he continued playing it anyway until middle school. He later then went to Tsudanuma High School, which is a music school in Chiba, for a year, and there he got to know about Vocaloid with his friends. Anyways, long story short, he got into Vocaloid, listened to Juyeon Method P, Dekunina, and then he decided, I gotta make my own songs. His father was also the one who bought him his first DAW software, DAW, the music software thingy, which is cool. So props to mikanseiP Papa. And during the spring break of April 2013, at the age of 16, he uploaded his first song, Noraboku, on Nico Nico under the name Orange Star. As for his artistry, I think Orange Star is one of those producers who have a very distinct characteristics on their songs. When you listen to it, it sounds hopeful, warm, it feels like you're staring at the bright blue sky, but also it's full of stars, but also feels like twilight is approaching, and most importantly, it feels like summer. And it's not just a song. I have mentioned in the previous video about Honeyworks how having an illustrator to work with as a producer could help so much in establishing a brand for yourself, as they are the one who can bring out the visuals of the values you want to bring. And as for Orange Star's case, during the summer of 2013, before he went to the US for his missionary work, Orange Star met MB, a game illustrator who goes to the same church with him. And this encounter will be the one that started years long of partnership between them, working on songs together as they have the same values. Orange Star has stated how he loves summers in Japan. He was born in summer, August, and even though a lot of his songs are composed when he was in the US, he said that being in the US actually made him have a clearer understandings of summers in Japan. Now, aside from his obviously great songs, another thing that made people talk about him at early days was the fact that he was a high schooler. At the age of 17, Orange Star released Earphones and a chorus of Kikaras and Night Sky Patrol of Tomorrow. And his first album, Unfinished 8 Beats, ranked 54th in Japan on Oricon's weekly chart. And not only that, he made so many songs, turned it into an album at such a young age, he also managed to reach the charts as well. And a lot of these songs are not just random songs. These songs are, I think, like legendary. There are songs that I think a lot of people would put in the Vocaloid Hall of Fame, which is why this created many buzz in Japan, and he became a hot topic there after he was known as the high school musician. Later on in 2014, he held his first live in Tokyo. In 2016, he worked for an arcade rhythm game. He released a second album in 2017. He also worked with Nabuna on Snowmiku, which is cute because both of them are known as the summer song producer, high school musician. And eventually, after releasing the song Kaise as a part of Hatsune Miku's 10-year anniversary album Restart, he started his hiatus to do his missionary. Now, I kept mentioning this missionary thing a few times, and considering my intro, you might wonder, what kind of things is he involved in? Now, if this was a normal video for every other artist, I don't think I would ever even brought up the topic of religion in the first place because it's such a personal thing, like what does it have to do with the music? But in this case, I'm not sure if this has nothing to do with the music because in an interview, ORANGESTAR and the illustrator I mentioned before, MB, has openly admitted into putting their religious values into the song. Remember when I said ORANGESTAR and MB met at a church? I was actually talking about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is more known as Mormonism. And his 2-year hiatus from 2017 to 2019, he actually moved to Riverside, California to do this missionary. Young members of the LDS Church have the opportunity to voluntarily serve as a missionary, and majority of them are ages 20 to 25. A lot of them take absence from their schools, or they go after high school graduation before college, because oftentimes these young people are separated from their homes and they are sent to serve overseas, which is what is happening to ORANGESTAR. Previously in 2014, him and his family also moved to Utah, which is a very well-known place where a lot of Mormons reside. Now, is this a bad thing? Is Mormonism or LDS a cult? Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I actually find it very hard to find accurate information on this topic because I did find a lot of personal experiences of people who are an ex-Mormon, but I also found experiences of people who are still a part of it and they're all different. I personally also think it's not my place to talk about this since it's a sensitive topic, so I really did not want to spread negative things about things I don't understand. But also I don't want to spread false positive image about things that might be bad. So yeah, in this video we're not gonna have conversations about Mormonism. If you want to find out, go look for it on your own. Instead, in this video I wanted to talk more about how his religious beliefs affect his musical creation. In one interview from Mormon.jp, I used the one that is translated by Mini, ORANGESTAR and MB was asked about their future works, the goal they wanted to achieve, and their conclusion was they want happy endings with simple things. In that interview, MB, the illustrator, said things that appear simple on the surface have their deep parts. Our church teaches that too. Simple is the truth, and I think that's true because the world is so complicated. Eccentric ideas are increasing, chaotic ideas for validation are also increasing. So the contents of those things are mostly negative, and society now seems what is it? Kind of hopeless, I guess. Haha. It leaves the impression that this world is the worst. Now, after reading what he said, I think I just wanted to point this out because I think this is what sets them apart from a huge demographic in the Vocaloid music industry. I think even Japanese music in general, they have this image of having a cheerful, upbeat music and then boom, depressing lyrics, especially to international fans. But to ORANGESTAR and MB, we already have too much of that in society. Too much negativity. Reality hurts and it somehow made people gradually feel numb. And they don't want that. They want to know that good things exist. They want to help those who aren't sure what is good to understand that good things that they know are good. And I gotta admit, the amount of suicidal, depressing, mental health related songs in Vocaloid are a lot. And it does help to a degree because me personally, when I listen to angry music, sad music that talks about something I'm going through right now, I feel seen. I feel like those who made this song understood me. People who relate to this, I feel like they're with me, and that makes me feel like I'm not alone. But that does not mean that's all we needed to hear. Sometimes recovery means that after acknowledging things, you need to move on and feel hopeful. And I think ORANGESTAR's music did just that. ORANGESTAR said the simplicity is also how he tried to put Christian values into his songs, and it is reflected most strongly in Daybreak Frontline. He claimed that in this song, there was a lot of things that anyone could easily understand as a metaphor. He said, I feel like I made this piece finally reaching something I was aiming for, and so this was the song he wanted people to listen the most. And not just on the songs, even the illustration made by MB, he said he was being pretty careful not to expose too much. He just wants to draw these characters with, again, simple Christian-like clothes. Aside from MB, I think Orange Star's wife, Kase-san, I assume is also a member of the same church, and she is a singer actually, and is one of the vocalists of his songs. She also helped him host live shows, etc. So yeah, I think for Orange Star, his religious beliefs is a huge part of his music career. It is the core value of his songs, lyrics, illustrations, partners, and even his name. I didn't mention it in the beginning when I talk about the name, but he also said that there's a Christian-like interpretation behind the word mikanseiP, which is the fact that being imperfect means there's always a room to grow. And these values definitely play a huge part in his life. Religion is a system of faith and worship. And in a system, especially a huge one, there will always be a subsystem with its own interpretation. Some of them are more carefree, some are way too extreme, some are just different. Now, whether you are in that system or not, which system you are in, or whether you think that system is bad or not, I think in the end of the day, as an individual, we should just learn how to take the good things you think is good and leave the bad things if you think it's bad. Because both exist in every existence in this world. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Whether you are part of the mentioned church or maybe an ex-member, whether you are someone who have a religious trauma related to it, I just want to say that this video is not intended to paint a negative light into a certain group or even to downplay the bad experiences of the other group. I'm just trying to be as neutral as I can because I don't think I know enough. So yeah, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching again. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.